good day once again. Thank you for staying with us up to this moment. It is time for the webinar. Um, Today's webinar is themed Hack-Proof Your Holiday Cybersecurity Best Practices for a Safe Celebration. My name is Kehinde Ojo. I am a Customer Excellence Strategist at Reliance Infosystems, and I will be your host for today. So before we get into the crux of today's webinar, into the subject matter, I will be reading out a few of our housekeeping rules. One, please note that this presentation is being recorded. This is just so that we can have something for you to look back at after the webinar in case you might miss something or you'd like to piggyback on what was shared. Second, all attendees are muted and your videos are turned off. This is so that we can ensure a focused distraction learning environment for everyone. And just be rest assured, you will be engaging you via polls. So we'll be putting out polls there for you to engage us. So don't worry, it's not going to be a boring experience for you. And also, you can use the chat room to ask any questions you might have. If you are facing any technical difficulties, if there's feedback you'd like to give us, please use the chat room. We have experts on ground to answer your questions if there are any. And we also have people on the call to respond to whatsoever inquiries you might have. And yes, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce our speakers for today. We have Victor Bayedo, the Senior Vice President of the Data Center and Endpoint Transformation Unit here at Reliance Infosystems. And we have Samuel Arugudade, the Vice President of the Network Security Unit here at Reliance Infosystems. They both bring a wealth of knowledge and experience and expertise to this subject matter. So be rest assured that you are learning from the best. So quickly, here is our agenda for today. First off, we'll be kicking off with an introduction. Second, we'll be giving you a glimpse into the different holiday cyber threats. We know that this is the time for celebration, yes, but we know that cyber criminals are really, really trying to target businesses and organizations, and we'll be giving you a glimpse into some of those threats that exist. And secondly, we'll be telling you the common cyber threats that usually happen during this festive season. And so we are going to be having an extensive insight into that. We'll be giving you case studies, real life examples, things that really happened, which one of the reasons why I want you to also be safe this period so that you wouldn't fall into the same issues that others have faced. And we'll be giving you tips to stay cyber security alerts as a business and as an individual. And yes, we'll be having the point for question and we'll be giving you answers. So before I would hand over to our speakers, would like to give you a brief introduction into who we are at Reliance Infosystems, what we do and why we think that we are the best fit, we are the best organizations for you to come to handle all of your cyber security needs. So we are a global IT firm with one goal. What are we trying to do? We are trying to empower organizations like yours to unlock and harness the power of innovative technology, just so that you'll be able to achieve all of your business goals and objectives. And our expertise lies in guiding you through harnessing all of these digital tools and platforms just so that you can create the unique value proposition in whatever sector your business operates in. And as a global brand, we have physical presence in over 10 countries, and we have a digital service reach in over 50 countries. So yes, we have our tentacles almost everywhere. And yes, we harness the expertise we have gained from these environments. We try to penetrate just so that we can provide our customers, our prospects with the most comprehensive and tailored service experience. So our journey in the IT industry has been propelled by what we call our success outcome philosophy, SOP for short, and which is rooted in us achieving success alongside our customers. So we are not just mere service providers, just trying to, put out solutions for you or trying to give services to you. No, we see ourselves as that collaborative partner is engaged with our customers from start to finish. So once we start with you, we make sure that we end with you, and we are not just dropping you off. We are making sure that it is a continuous journey. And our success is measured by the significant strides that we have been able to help our customers achieve. And this, our SOP, the success outcome philosophy, has propelled us to remarkable achievements in the IT industry. And some of the achievements, we are honored to hold the prestigious title of the multiple-time recipients of the Microsoft Partner of the Year Award and also the Sophos Partner of the Year Award. And additionally, our commitment to excellence has been acknowledged by various government agencies, as you can see on the screen. And we take pride in being that reliable partner, just like our name implies, Reliance Infosystems, that you can rely on, that you can come to in order to address whatever challenges your organizations is facing. And as seen on the screen, we are in partnership with multinational organizations. We can see it's extensive from Microsoft, Sophos to SAP, Cisco, and just to name a few. And also we have distinguished ourselves of the competition. We have gained all of the Microsoft 6 solution partner designation, which is a testament to our expertise. We have also solidified our reputation by showing deep knowledge in the specialization. We have data and AI, digital and app innovation, infrastructure. We have security, which we will be dimensioning today, modern work and business application. And yes, as a business, we have structured all of our offerings on the foundation of our 3 key success pillars, which I'll be starting with first with business transformation. So in this pillar, we specialize in driving digital transformation. That's basically what we talk about, what we preach about, with assisting businesses in the journey towards cloud-based innovation. We know that cloud is one of the things that is making waves now. So we try to help organizations like yours in order to leverage those cloud innovations. We introduce a range of solutions such as the cloud hosted solutions and business productivity platforms, just so that we let these organizations leverage the scalability and the flexibility of the cloud. In the operational excellence pillar, we try to digitally integrate data, people, processes, just so that we give we make business enjoy business automation. So instead of doing things the traditional way, we try to say, hey, why not come over to doing things the technology way, so to speak. And we achieve this by harnessing the customer excellent engagement strategies and business intelligent platform, just so that organizations enjoy streamlined operations and they are able to drive and business efficiency. And our last pillar, which is the product and protection assurance pillar. So our protection assurance services are geared towards providing our customers with rest of mind as a service, basically handling all of their security needs and issues. So this is a brief intro, yes, like I mentioned, and this is just to let you know that your organizations are in good hands. Whatever organization, whatever sector you represent, just know that this is the best place to be this morning, and we will be helping you to handle all of your security needs. Now, this is the time for learning. Remember, I had mentioned earlier when we started off, you can drop your questions in the chat window. We'll be sending you constant reminders so that in case it's something that skips your mind, you'll be able to know that, okay, yes, if I have a question, I can ask the question. So don't let the fact that you can't unmute or you can't turn on your video deter you from asking your questions. If you are experiencing any difficulties, please let us know. Whatever feedback it is that you have, we would like to know. So, and also stay tuned to the end of the webinar. We have a surprise for you. We wouldn't want you to miss out. So stay tuned to the end. We'll be announcing that. And this is the time for you to learn. So over to you, Samuel.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Kende. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you. Are you geared up for today's session? We have a host of people here to learn, so Absolutely. We know that you are giving us the best.
Perfect. Okay. It's safe to say compliments of the season to everyone joining today's webinar. My name is Samuel Arubundade. I'm the VP of Network Security, Reliance Infosystems. Today we'll be talking about a safe holiday. What would I mean by safe holiday is a safe celebration whereby as an individual and as an organization, how you can have a safe celebration without the need to worry about your environment. What I mean by about your environment, about your data, what do you have today in terms of if there's any kind of disaster? You never pray that you encounter any disaster in your environment. But what have you put in place just in in a case scenario whereby there is a ransomware attack in your environment during this festive period? Do you have what it takes? Do you have the teams? Do you have the SOC? Do you have the tools to combat with this kind of attack? So these are the things we are going to look at today. These are the discussion, how those attacks comes in during this festive period. What are the measurements that you can use, to combat with this attack? We'll also talk about live scenarios and different areas. You are free to, ask questions in the chat. You can drop your questions in the chat box. Then our team will be able to respond to your questions, and as well, I'll be able to, give response to answers to your questions. Then, aside from that, um, as we move on this to this topic, to this webinar, there will be a pool on your screen. So we just want to have a feedback from your hands. What just to have an understanding of your experience and what you have you experienced as regards to securities in your environment. So we'll be getting different pools as we move on. So let's get to the business of the day. As we all know that holiday is a season of time, for joy, for family and friends, to hang out with your loved ones and family and friends. Because during this period is when we believe that, we want to relax. People are booking, different, resort, holidays, beach. You just want to hang out, have fun, enjoy with your family. But don't forget that this is exactly the time that the hackers are also what? The hackers are on the lookout for easy targets. What I mean by the easy target, that they look for the time that you don't even pay attention to your environment, to your data, to your assets, what you have in place in your organizations. So this is time that you have less staff in your environment. This is time that people, go for leave. Some business close down during this period. But how do you secure your environment during these holidays? So these are the things we would going to look at. So don't forget that because it's a during holidays, we are talking about different kind of attacks that could occur. We are talking about cyber threats, phishing, malware, and scams. And it's a lot of scams. And from what we've gathered, because it's shocking that 89% organization have been attacked from the report. The organization has been attacked, during this, holidays or festive season, and just 36% does not have, contingency plans in place. That what I mean by contingency plans, what do you have to combat with this kind of attack? If you have a backup, you have a disaster recovery in your environment. So these these are the things we need to be worried about. So on your screen, this is our first poll. Are you aware that holiday period is the most prevalent time of cyber attack? So we'd like to hear your feedback. So on your screen, you should see get a pop-up of the poll. Please respond to. We would love to hear your feedback or answers to those questions. So we would like to know if you agree with this or not. So as we move on, please also note that this doesn't mean that, okay, we believe that it's only what's it called? Just during the holidays the attacker can comes in. No, the attacker can comes anytime. They can comes anytime. It may be weekend, it might be doing work hours, but they believe that it is during this period they can easily target, get into your environment. So that's why we're looking at this topic today and how you can have a safe celebration. Okay, so we've come with the different holiday threats of holiday cyber attacks. If you look at the screen, there are a list of threats of all these cyber attacks. There are lots, but we've come to deal with this list, and we'll be looking at different kind of threat of all these cyber attacks. We are talking about phishing. We are talking about card scheming, fake e-commerce, ransomware. You know, During these holidays, especially, there are kind of mails that you receive from your partners, from your vendors, congratulations emails, compliment of the season email, some email that comes as an advert, or some email that comes like a gift from your partner. And some of them might not be even, legit email. Do you have all these tools to verify all these phishing kind of attacks? Then aside from that, we do a lot of, shopping, sharing gifts, buying gifts for your loved ones during this time. What have you verified the kind of environment that you make all these transactions? Some of us will have to travel out of the country to like be on a trip for this holiday season, and you always want to be live on the go. What I mean by live on the go is that you always want to be connected with your friends. Are you aware of the public Wi-Fi you are connecting to? How secure is that Wi-Fi? Do you know if it's those Wi-Fi is this snipped, or who is controlling that Wi-Fi? Do you know if you connect to the Wi-Fi, all your data are not protected, and people can easily get into your information? So even at the store, or at the beach, or at the holiday trip that you are during the time you are having holidays with your loved ones. You are enjoying your holidays with your loved ones, and you are making some kind of payment. It could be online, it could be at the store, it could be at the shopping mall. Do you check the environment you are making this transaction? Do you look at your back? Do you know who is snipping those your informations? Who is trying to look at your ATM cards or the debit card that you are using to do transactions? So you need to be conscious about this as well, because these are different ways of trade of holiday cyber attacks. You never can tell who is trying to get the details of that transaction, the code that you are inserting at that particular time, which is also like a shoulder suffering. Then card scheming. So just imagine that somebody have access to your card, even though the person does not have have information as regards to your PIN code, which is the passcode to your ATM card. These days, there are a lot of cyber criminals out there, and what they do is that even if we do not have passcode, as long as they have details to your card with your name, information, and the code at the back of the card, they can easily wipe up all the your accounts. So we need to be worried about card scheming as well, where you save your information. If you are not sure of, we also advise that you shouldn't store your card online where you make a transaction. Maybe I won't want to mention any e-commerce website or any website, but where you do shopping online, don't save your card there. You can decide to use what's it called, a virtual card, where you can easily transfer money to. So that one is even more safer than using your direct account, where your money is being tied to, or your So aside from this, you should be worried about fake e-commerce website as well. So the fake e-commerce website is doing this. There are a lot of adverts, 50% discount, Black Friday adverts that will just lure you into iPhone 15 that you can purchase from, let's say, a millions, and you say, okay, there's a discount of 50%. But because of that discount, you quickly rush into this website. You don't verify the link. You didn't check if it is a legit website or malicious website. You go to this site, insert your details, or because you want to cut that, to the shopping and stuff. So you need to, these are areas as well where threat of all these cyber attacks occurs. Then ransomware, which is a common nowadays, especially around the organizations. So ransomware attacks where you get ransom and you have been asked to pay a certain amount of money before you can get your files or data back. And don't forget that anytime you've been attacked by ransomware, but these bad guys don't leave your environment. They still come back. they will still come back and ask for more. So like double extraction or triple extraction. So credential theft too. So you should be worried about the details, like a password, where you use your password, which platform are using the same password and likes. So DDoS, we are aware that okay, this overwhelm a particular service is whereby many systems comes together and then trying to disrupt the functionality of a particular service or a network. So these are the things I'm actually going to talk more in the next slide. So you're wondering, you're asking, I think we should be asking ourselves that why is that truly, yeah, holidays, attacks usually comes on holidays or weekends or when users are not fully on the network, or when the ID administrator or are not fully doing the monitoring, because they know that you don't pay attention during this period. There are a lot of things that happens when users don't pay attention, when you don't have tools to combat with all this, all the attacks. They know it's when time people, don't really care much about, their assets, their environment, because it's this period that what's it called? You have a less staff, the same period that users are distracted. You have distracted users, whereby as we speak, some are already planning on how to hang out, during their weekends, planning to close for the year. You know, there are a lot of distracted during that time, and some companies are planning to year end rushing. There are some that it is during this period they have a lot of requests, a lot of demand, like purchase, and then this periods to same time where you have phishing presence, like voucher. Some of your partners will send online vouchers as a gift, or as a complimentary for the years of festive season. That's okay. You've been working for years. These are complimentary gift for being together for this year. Just like a present, but the holidays, the threat also comes from here, because if you may not verify who is the sender, or where is this phishing present coming from, different kind of scam and alerts. So we these are reasons why threat actors target holiday, because the holidays are increase in time with people online sending mails and using social media to communicate with each other and extend greetings. Then this increase the activity, provide more opportunities for the threat actors to launch their attacks. We've talked about the distracted users. People often more distracted during holidays. We also talk about the year in which many business experience the year on rushing during this period, and cyber criminals often send holiday things like greeting cards online and phishing emails, some things that you just click and you direct to a different site that, oh, you've won a voucher that you need to insert some details to claim your voucher. So these are why check actors target this period. They know that so many people organizations are distracted at this particular time. So today we're not only focusing on the organization, we're also looking at the individuals as well. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat if you have any questions, please. And if you have any pop up on the screen like a poll, please don't forget to respond. We would love to hear your feedback. So we've come together to bring us some notable, holiday cyber attack. Today, we'll be looking at different notable holiday attacks. There are lots of holidays cyber attacks, but today we just want to focus. We're talking about this. We're looking at dark side ransomware, holiday cyber attacks. We're looking at SolarWinds. We are looking at DDoS, social engineering, and cyber suspicion, hijacking, and crypto mining. So these are the areas these are the notable holiday cyber attacks we are going to discuss this morning. So if you look at the dark side ransomware, so this is like a type of ransomware used by their criminal group, like they call themselves dark side. So and what they do is that they target a target organization worldwide. So they don't have a limitation of where they can target, but mostly that is target organization. So the group first emerged in, I think that was in 2020. Yes, I remember that was in 2020, and it is they believe to be behind the colonial pipeline attack, which it has since caused the and this really caused a significant damage to those organization. So dark side ransomware attack is a serious attack we should be worried about, and they'll have a way of how to combat with this kind of attack. So the other one is SolarWinds SolarWinds supply chain attack was a large scale cyber attack. Yeah, it was a large scale cyber attack on multiple governments. So these people, a group of attacks actually target multiple government agencies and private companies. This is what these people actually target, especially in the United States, and it is believed to be launched by Russian hackers. So it's behind the Russian hackers, whereby they involve compromising of software, solar with Texas big technology company. So all these kind of they've caused a lot of damage and damage to and distractors to organization. Okay, so the other one is a DDoS, and you all know that DDoS, is a type of compromised computers. So what they do is that they compromise computer, they use it to flood a target system or services. Let's say it's okay, just like we are in this section, this webinar. So I decided to use all our system to target a particular server. Either you are using your system or you're using, I decided to use everything to target a particular server. And what's the server? Maybe is my team server. The team server I'm using to make this presentation. So because of that, I may not be able to present very well. Probably maybe my picture or my voice is cracking or something like that. I'm just giving an instance. So they use it to compromise, to flood the target system or services or what's it called? Yeah, or services and with a volume of massive volume traffic. And the aim is to what? Is to overwhelm the target resources. Okay, they just want to overwhelm the target resources. And the purpose of them doing this is because they want to disrupt the normal functionality of what? The normal functioning of the online services. And it should that it will cause a downtime, disrupt business operations, potentially leading to financial loss or reputational damage. By the time that you want to make online transaction and you open your particular app that you are banking with, that at that time you are finding difficult to make a particular transaction, and a friend of yours that's sitting beside you trying to make the same transaction using a different bank app with a different banking, and you can easily make that transaction easily. So with that, I'm just giving an example. So they make sure that leading to financial loss and reputational damage. That's their purpose of doing that. Those kind of attack. Then the social engineering as a way is that one is just like way of manipulating individuals, manipulating someone just to gain unauthorized access into their informations or systems. So this involves by exploiting just like exploiting emotional information or systems. So there are different ways social engineering can as well comes in, and the purpose of this of both of them doing this is like it's a social engineering attack are designed to exploit human trust, curiosity or fear, and they use common in tactics including phishing. There are different kind of tactics that they use, including phishing, pretexting, bribing, meet someone online and trying to deceive you and something like that. So there are different areas. So and just for you to review sensitive information or taking action that compromise security. So the last one here is suspicion hijacking. So and crypto mining. You all know that crypto mining. Okay, so before I even talk about crypto mining, it's something that refers to when an authorized person. So it's like you have I have a cloud resources where I have a lot of VMs for my applications or for my ERP, for my SAP, different kind of applications. So this ERP, so let's assume that these attackers have access to my credentials. An authorized access person has gained access to, to my subscription. And he started spinning up different VMs, different resources, different, services, just to what? Just to mine, and generate a Bitcoin. So subscription hijacking, once they hijack your subscription, and what they do next is to start, crypto mining on the other hand, and it's the process of using, computing power to mine cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. These two these two concepts may be related to, in that attacker may use subscription to gain access to your environment. Using these two methods, at the end of the day, just to generate Bitcoin. So these are the notable, holiday cyber attack we should be aware of, we should be worried about. Because with this, they can make your environment just ransom, and then they demand it for money or disrupt your business. So you need to have something in place to combat with all this kind of multiple attack. You need to have a safe holiday. It's not doing holidays that when you are with your loved ones, someone has to call you that I could not have access to this particular application. This service is down. The MD or the top manager, the CEO started calling while you are supposed to have been having a good time with your loved ones. So please, let's move to the next question on our poll. Okay, so we never pray that you experience any kind of this attack, but in situation that this occurs or it happened or you encounter this kind of incident, do you have any backup, disaster recovery or business continuity strategy in your organization? What do you have a backup? What kind of backup? Where is your backup located? Is it somewhere where it is safe? Do you have a business continuity strategy? Okay, if you are being attacked by ransomware today, what are the plans? What are the strategic plans you have most in place so that business can move on? Do you have standard recovery site? So we'd like to have your feedback. Thanks, and thank you for responding to those who. Don't forget to feel free to ask a question in the chat box. So now we've talked about different notable cyber attacks during holidays, and talk about phishing, talk about shoulder surfing, and there are different kind of attacks that could come in the environment. So you were wondering, okay, is this even real? Have there been any kind of organization that have been attacked? Yes, there are different organizations that have been attacked, especially during all holidays, and some of the organizations that have been attacked, not even during holidays, but with this kind of notable holiday cyber attacks that we're talking about, and they lost millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. If you look at, a JBS is a United States food processing company. And what happened to JBS? Because during the I think that was in May 30, 2021, they lost about $11 million to Review. Review is an organization, a group of cyber criminal, whereby they attacked what's it called, JPS, and take portion of their system offline. They take portion of their system offline, and Review has to pay, JPS has to pay Review $11 million in the Bitcoin to avoid further destruction of their business. Okay, they have to avoid further destruction of their business, and the company was able to continue operating through their backup, but they already lost $11 million. But that doesn't mean Revenue will not come back and demand for more. They can double it, they can triple it. So that's why we asked, what are the plans? What are the security measures do you have in place to avoid this kind of attacks? So we never pray this happened, but this is the life scenario. Look at the company that has lost that huge amount of money. Let's take a look at another different other companies that have been attacked as well. So in 2021, that is November 2021 as well, Lopus ransomware group, they attacked a large logic supply chain company, and they're stealing source what's it called, source code. They also gather some customer data. They're talking about source code, they're talking about customer data. and this occurs with Samsung. We're talking about LG, Elliott Park. Even in December that same year, the same Revel, also the same Revel cyber criminal group attacked, a financial organization for that matter, CNA Financial Corporation, and they know that a financial corporation will have a lot of money. They have to demand for $40 million from this, kind of organization. So, will you be happy to be paying this such amount to, to attackers, to cyber criminals that are out there? So, let's also look at these few other ones, which is in December. That was 2022, and a ransomware group also, which is called Attack E-commerce Energy Company. So what we are trying to say here is that there are people that have been attacked, that have lost, damaged their business, lost a lot of money because of that ransomware attack. Even this year, April 2023, a ransomware group also attacked Costa Rica government and demanding for $20 million ransomware from them. So these things they are real and it's happening. It's just that you hardly some organization who don't want to disclose this. There are a lot of attacks going out there, so you need to find a way. You need to be prepared. You need to be proactive. You need to be on top of your game as a CTO, CIO of your environment. You need to be well equipped and ensure that you have all the necessary tools and teams that can combat with all these kind of attack. So the next question on our poll is have you heard of a typical ransomware attack in your region? So we'd like feedback. So please just let us know what kind of typical have you experienced in your environment. If you have never heard of any, so it's as good that we have joined today's webinar, as we have given share different kind of life scenarios with you. All right. So don't forget to drop a question if you have any. So as we move on, we move on to the next slide. So which is talking about security solution to keep you safe during these holidays. So because we so much care about you and we want to have safe holiday whereby you don't have to worry about who is actually looking at your resources while you're having a good time with your family and friends, with your loved ones. Okay, so we've come up with a different kind of solutions that organization needs to put in place to protect their environment against all these notable, holiday cyber attacks, or even is not doing the holiday, even if it's a weekend or anytime, you have all these tools in place that are helping you. So we have come with tools that can help you extend protection beyond your organization. So we're talking about your environment. We have seen a scenario, these days since the incident of COVID, this is when people have choose to adopt the system of working in hybrid environment. You have your users that choose to work from home. It's not everybody that works in apparently that goes to office to work these days. So some users prefer to work from home, like a hybrid system. Some even don't work remotely. What are the measurement have you put in place to secure those users that are working beyond your environment? What security measure have you put in place, beyond your gateway, beyond your office? Do you have a security that extends to those users? Because these users are using the company's properties, like their laptops, and they are using and company's data information resides on those laptops. Do you have a protection over those systems? Do you have a control of the Wi-Fi they are connecting to? So these are the things we've been able to reason or discuss and look at. Okay, for you to have a safe holiday, these are the tools, these are the things that you need to put in place. So we're looking at the extended detection and response. Extended detection and response is solutions, the tools that you need to have in place. There are different extended detection and response from different OEM that you can, explore. We have managed detection and response as well, which is, I call it rest of mind as a service. Then there is a cybersecurity awareness training. We believe that the weakest point of any cyber attack is the users. You need to give your users cybersecurity awareness training. You need to let them stay informed about any kind of cybersecurity. If they receive an email, if you don't have those tools, how do they be sure that this is a legit email? And if they how can they verify the sender? How are they sure that I need to click on this attachment? They need to stay informed. So because they're your employees, but the fact that okay, they are not working presently in the office, they are working remotely. What if what if they find themselves in this kind of scenario? How are they so sure? So that is why you need to if they train them and let them be aware about any kind of cybersecurity awareness training, because attacks comes they are the weakest points of any kind of attacks. So we'll be looking at different what's it called? Extended detection and response and managed detection and response. So today our focus is on Sophos extended detection and response. So with Sophos extended detection and response, you don't have to be worried because you have those teams, you have that solution that is doing, that deny hackers for you, all those cyber criminals that will deny them when they're trying to enter or penetrate into your environment. They stop unknown threats easily. And then also reduce kind of attack, any kind of attack surface, block ransomware, and then increase visibility. With this, you have visibility, you'll be able to tell if your users what kind of device or flash they use to connect to the system, how they connected to data, what are the kind of activities running on your users' systems. So please, this will give you that kind of visibility, and then they also helps you to hunt for threat. So with this solution, you should have a safe celebration. You should have a rest of mind that your environment is much secured. And the next one we're looking at is the managed detection and response. This is the solution I call rest of mind as a service, because it gives you that privilege. It gives you that rest of mind that, see, you don't have to worry about your environment in these holidays. Let that headache be my headache. That is the tool talking to you that this time is not me. Let that headache, let that your worriness, go and enjoy your holiday. You don't have to worry. Don't call me. I don't want to call you as well. I will take your environment and I can give you that, 100% guarantee that your environment will be protected. So that is what MDR is trying to offer you, managed detection and response. So yeah, they have SOC, Security Operations Center team, that are working for you while you are sleeping, while you're having a good time with your loved ones. So they told you that you shouldn't worry, that that headache will now be their headache. They are the one that they don't go for holiday. They are always there 24/7, checking all your assets, all your environment. So that is why they have, SOC team. If I ask many organizations today that do you have SOC teams, they will say yes. Most of them will tell you that I have SOC in place. Do you know what comprises of SOC? Do you have the tools to set up a SOC environment? Do you have the expertise to set up SOC environment? And let's assume that you even have this. So what about you employ someone to manage your cybersecurity department, your security department, and after like 6 months, the person decides to resign and move on to, travel out of the country or move on to another. So you want to recruit another person that does not have the insight or full knowledge of your environment. So look at the time, because you have to study and learn your environment again before they can have a full control and protection over your environment. So in this case, many detection response is telling you that you don't have to worry about SOC team. Let me be your SOC team. I'll be able to do all this protection for you. I have 24/7 engineers that are on deck, that are trying to check, they're hunting for threats. You don't need to bother about yourself. They are expertise. They don't go for holiday. They're always there to check and manage your environment for you. So one thing about this solution is that you don't have to replace what is currently exist in your environment. Let's say you have a particular application that you use to manage your IPS, or a particular subscription that you are using to manage your users, manage your application and likes. Don't worry. This solution will complement what is currently existing. So because of MDR, you don't have to take out what is currently existing. It complements it and even give you that robust security in your environment. And it give you that threat containment, so you have control over all these your your organization. So that's the beautiful solutions that about this what's it called, MDR. That's why I call it a rest of mind as a service. With MDR, you are good to go. You can have a safe holiday with your loved ones. You don't have to worry that, oh, one MD has to call me, somebody has to do this and that, and you have visibility. And at any time, you can log in as well to check, to have all these reports and all this visibility to what is happening in your environment. So please don't forget to drop your questions in the chat box if you have any. So we've also come with tips, different tips for individual and organization, because we want you to have a good celebration during this period. We want you to have a good time with your loved ones. So we'll be giving you tips about different how to safeguard yourself online during this festive season. Protect your organization online. When you are protecting yourself, you are also protecting the organization. So that's why we've come across to talk about protecting yourself uh, and also as well protecting your organization. We've seen a scenario whereby, yeah, okay, some companies will give their what's it called, staff gadgets, iPad, and this iPad is the same iPad that has company's data information inside. So, what are the password you are using to on your different platform? Are you using the same password? Do you have a password manager? You have a password manager in place to to manage all your password? Have you enabled two-factor authentication? We advise that you enable two-factor authentication, even if someone has access or has idea about your password. But the MFE, do they know the code? Because the code needs to come through you as a text message or something. So you advise that you enable MFA, avoid unprotected Wi-Fi. So what we mean by avoid unprotected Wi-Fi is that when you're at a location that you are not sure about the connectivity in that environment, please don't connect to the Wi-Fi. Just stay out. It's better to stay offline than connect to that kind of Wi-Fi, because you don't trust such Wi-Fi. Then even if you have your own personal Wi-Fi, don't leave it open because of your generosity. Fine, I know you want to share your internet Wi-Fi to your neighbors or to your friends, but please put a password. Let anyone verify, or every users that needs to connect to your Wi-Fi. Share the password to anybody that wants to connect. Make sure that you are the one who give the authorization before they can connect to your environment. Then use a content blocking site, whereby the browser that you are using, avoid any kind of a pop-up. Make sure that you have a content blocking, because there's some kind of pop-up adverts, Black Friday, 50% discount on iPad, different kind of pop-up, trip to Dubai, doing this birthday, which they will just there's kind of those pop-up will come with different kind of an advert just to log into their website, and then those sites are just malicious websites to gather your information. Then, if you are not sure of that connectivity, you can use a private VPN. So you can subscribe to a VPN just to protect your environment. Then, don't trust every email you receive. Verify the sender. Make sure that you verify where the email is coming from. Are you expecting any email? Are you expecting any kind of attachment from someone? If you are not sure of this, don't open or don't click on any link of this email if you are not sure. So as part of the tips though, that we also provide to protect yourself online, we've as part of this, we also so to protect yourself online, we've asked that you should verify kind of Wi-Fi you are connecting to. If you are not sure, it's better to use your data hotspot, and better not to bother to connect to that kind of Wi-Fi. Use a different password for your different platform. Ensure that different password is used for a different platform. Then, if you are not sure, if someone is asking for your information, ask reasons why the person is asking. If you are not sure, if you are not good with it, better not to talk to that person, block the person, even if somebody you've been, because we say these days, cyber criminals don't use a single technique to attack anymore. They use different techniques. Someone that can just pull a call through you and ask, hello, that is calling from a bank that they are trying to reset, that someone is trying to hack into your ATM. So they want to reset your password. That I should please, they are sending a code to your mobile number shortly. That I should call the code for them. And then, honestly, you are going to receive a code. And the code comes into your phone immediately. And they will ask you to call the code. Once you call the code, forget about everything in your account. They are gone. So it's better to avoid that kind of thing. If someone is asking some information, you are not sure, don't answer them. Go straight to the bank and verify if they are truly the one calling, or call your bank manager if you are sure that you have a real relationship with your bank manager. And don't even open an email that you don't trust. Then I think with this you can have a safer holiday. So before we come to the end of today's webinar, I have another question I would love to ask. Which of the following protection strategies have you implemented? We would like to know what kind of what's it called? Following, have you implemented security solution? Have you implemented the environment? If as yourself, do you have password manager? Are you using personal Wi-Fi? Is this secured? Have you enabled MFE? Are you using VPN? Some cases whereby you need to connect to environment that you don't trust, that kind of connectivity. So we would like to have your feedback. Okay, so as I would like to have your feedback to those poll questions, and then if you have any personal questions that you wish to ask, you can drop it in the chat box. I appreciate your timing for listening. Thank you so much for joining. So over to you, Kendi.
All right, thank you very much, Samuel, for that insightful session. I don't know about you, but I learned a lot of tips in order to stay secure. There was something notable he mentioned, that this is the time where, people want to relax, people want to, they've worked all the year from January down to December, and they would like to, get into the festivities, but the cyber criminals are not resting. They don't have a rest day, they don't have festivals. So this is the time they will try to, penetrate individuals and organizations, and that is why we did justice with this webinar, just so that you are cyber secure, you have rest of mind, you're celebrating with peace of mind. So like Samuel had been mentioning throughout the session, if you have any questions, whatever it is, please do well to drop them in the chat window. So Samuel, I have a question, just pending when people, or I have questions, like 2 questions. So now,
Okay.
how can individuals distinguish between legitimate holiday promotions and phishing attempts in their emails? So one thing you mentioned is that one of the common cyber threats is phishing. So how can someone literally know, okay, this is a phishing email, and okay, this is a really legitimate holiday promotion email?
Okay. Thanks for that question, Kendi. You agree with me with that during this period, fine, there are different kind of promotions, adverts online. So the thing is, when you receive such kind of adverts or kind of promotion, did you verify from the website if this company is actually doing that kind of advert, kind of promotion? You can check their website to check to verify the same. But what I do most time is that I unsubscribe to that kind of promotion. I prefer to visit the website that I'm much familiar with, that I know that okay, this is the legitimate website, and do all those shopping on all my orders from the website, rather than those adverts that pops up, a promotion that comes through my email because it looks so real, original. But what you can do is look at the domain, which is the sender. Sometimes, let's say, you guys, I don't want to mention, I don't want to mention any organization now, but verify the names, the domain. Is it coming from the exact, you know, the exact vendor or not? Look at the website. Does it tally? Look at the image. Look at the link. Don't click on it. Verify the link. Is this the exact link? So if you are not even sure of that kind of promotion, then don't bother to click, or you can delete the email or report it as spam. I don't know if I'm able to answer your question.
All right, thank you, Samuel. So the second question is, so you also mentioned something about having a robust incident response plan in one of the strategies organizations need to have just so that they are staying secured. So now, what are the key elements that should be included in that plan in order to address cybersecurity incidents promptly? Because we don't know when they are coming, we don't know when they could happen. So are there key things we need to look out for just so that when we are trying to, make that robust plan, we are those cybersecurity needs are being addressed as efficiently and as swiftly as possible.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I'll say the plan starts now. When I say the plan start now is because these hackers or cyber criminals, like I said, they are very proactive. That's why you need to be more proactive than these guys. You need to be on top of your game, and you need to start now because they don't sleep. They are always looking for different techniques. So that planning starts now. So when I mean by start planning start now is that you need to now look at your environment. What do I have at the moment? What kind of security layers is missing? Is do I have a visibility to what my users do, or what are they connected to outside? Do I have a protection of their devices outside my organization? So there are two different protections now. When they are presently in the office, they may be protected because they are connected to office networks. But when they are outside office, how do you extend that kind of securities to them when they're outside the office? So you need to look at that layer as well. Then the cybersecurity awareness training is a very key. Train your staffs, let them be more aware of cybersecurity awareness, let them be informed. And this should happen time to time, like quarterly. So it's not something you do once in a year and you forget to, you don't bother to uh, run that kind of training again. So you should have that in mind that, you want to train them again and again. You can schedule it quarterly. Then have all these measurements I mentioned earlier, like money detection and response, what's it called? Extended detection and response XDR. So why we are giving this because of capital. Some organizations today will look at their capital and say, "Oh, we don't have budget for this yet. This is what we have. This is what we are looking at." Let's know. Speak to your uh, vendor, plan your budget with them for that year. Okay, this is what has been allocated to the IT team. This is what we are trying to achieve. There are different solutions that can combat with this kind of that the measurement that you can put in place to combat with this kind of cyber attacks. So Kendi, I don't know, I've been able to I believe
Yes,
I've answered
thank
the
you.
question.
Yes, thank you so much for doing justice to these questions. Like I said, it was an insightful session for everyone. I'm sure that's the same thing for everyone. So we are gradually coming to the end of today's webinar. Thank you so for staying with us so thus far. And yes, it has been dropped in the chat window, but I'd just like to reiterate just so that in case we missed it. So we are because you are a part of this webinar, because you decided to participate and join us today, We are offering a free cybersecurity health check assessment. So all you have to do is to indicate your interest by clicking on the link that has been shared in the chat window. But please be reminded that the first 5 organizations to do so will be considered. So we have a cap. Yes, it has been dropped again. So do well to register interest. Please note that it is free at no cost to you. So this is one of the value adds just because you decided to be with us today. And also, like I said, we have a surprise for us, and we will be giving our top most participating attendees, rewarding them with free antivirus protection for their devices. And if I should check the chat window, yes, we might not have really had an engagement, but we had 2 persons that leveraged the chat window, which is James and James and Arun, so congratulations, you have won yourself a free antivirus protection for your devices. We'll be contacting you via email with the information about your win. So yes, there were some poll that we had dropped just for the benefit of those who must have missed it while the session was going on. So I'll be reading the results shortly. So first we asked you are you aware that the holiday period is the most prevalent time of cyber attacks? And we had 40% of us saying they think so, but they don't know so much. Congratulations, that's why you're here. This is why we made sure that we set up this webinar, just so that in case you're not so sure, we have opened your eyes to it. And second, yes, we had 60% say that yes, they are quite aware. So that's good to note. So if you're aware, it just means that you've been in this webinar it must have piqued your giving you more knowledge and added to what you already knew. And also we asked, do you have backup, disaster recovery, and business continuity strategy in your organization? 12% of us said they have only backup. We had 69% of us says yes, they have both. We had 7% that said they are interested in relevant solutions. So if you are part of the 7% that said you are relevant in the solutions, Semu had mentioned a couple of solutions that we advise that you have in your organization as part of your incident response. So a link had been dropped earlier for you to register interest. We'll be contacting you after you have given us your necessary details. So just so that I don't bore us with the polls, that's just 2 of the 2 questions, the results that we got. So thank you so much for joining us in today's webinar. We hope that you have been armed with the wealth of knowledge in order to stay secure. We are one of the reasons why we are doing this, because we are looking out for you. We don't want your business to be in jeopardy, and we don't want you to incur losses that you didn't plan for. And please do not forget to follow us on our social media handles. We are on LinkedIn, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and we are on X, which was formerly called Twitter. And yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. We never get tired of saying thank you. And we hope you have a happy holiday. Bye for now.